Meanwhile, the death toll from the flood disaster has risen to 6 following the discovery of 2 bodies near Gatton. Jonathan Lee joins us now from Laidley. And Jonathan, this is just more heartbreak for the Lockyer Valley.
Certainly is, Georgie. I'm currently standing in the centre of Laidley, which has undergone a remarkable recovery in the past 48 hours, but sadly it's not all good news here. Today, police located the bodies of 2 men, both foreign men, one from Malaysia, one from Taiwan. Now, they were fruit pickers, both left home early on Sunday morning. They attempted to cross a flooded causeway in separate cars. Sadly, neither of them made it. With one missing car found yesterday, the rescue helicopter used the morning light to search for the second. In dense scrub, the silver-coloured Camry was quickly discovered. Fearing the worst, police divers spent hours combing the banks and bottom of the murky Sandy Creek near Gatton. Eventually, the body of the 34-year-old Malaysian national, known only as Andrew, was located inside the car.
Both missing people were last seen by flatmates in the early hours of Sunday morning when they were believed to be heading to Mulgowie to work from Gatton.
The travellers knew each other, both working as fruit pickers. The second driver, a 24-year-old Taiwanese man, known only as Jerry, travelled to Australia with his girlfriend 8 years ago. Her friend refused to give up hope.
Phoebe told me he can swim. No, I think he's alive. He's somewhere.
I wish he hadn't gone to work that morning. He took the wrong road. A different road. They got to work and Jerry wasn't there.
By mid-afternoon, police discovered a second body.
Death in this circumstance is always tragic, and of course it's, in many cases it's avoidable.
A deep causeway, locals say the road is treacherous in minor flooding. A warning even harder to convey when overcoming a language barrier. Now, Georgie, 2 years ago, the town of Laidley felt largely neglected here in the Lockyer Valley with a clean-up effort, but that certainly wasn't the case today. With the Governor-General coming to town, Her Excellency Quintin Bryce, she managed to put a lot of smiles on people's faces, and she was very, very hands-on. She went into a number of the businesses here. The food works in particular, she stayed inside for around 30 minutes. The townsfolk tell us she wasn't afraid to get her hands dirty. She looked at the mud, she heard their stories, she spoke with the volunteers. She found out exactly what happened here over the course of the weekend, with the largest flood the town has ever seen, swept through and damaged so many businesses. Now, as we said, she got her hands dirty, she got amongst the mud, but it wasn't just here at the top of the town which was most affected. It was some of the areas in the lower part of the town. They're still trying to rebuild and get back on the feet. Much of it has reopened, but there is still a long way still to go. One of the questions being raised at the moment is, why did the floodwaters raise so high? Questions are being asked about the state of the creeks. Now, late this afternoon, the Governor-General has also visited Grantham. Thankfully, though, the damage was nowhere near as severe as 2 years ago. Georgie.
Yes, thankfully. Thank you, Jonathan Lee, there at Laidley.